Okay, the August meeting of the Board of Water Commissioners is called to order. Reading of the minutes of the previous meeting. Motion to accept or to modify? Motion to accept. Okay, those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Oh, wait, the bills are being reviewed now. Come to Cooper Lake improvements.
Terms of work being done, so data adjustments, so we'll work on that, make everything working correctly. That's really the only thing left is wait for the screen chamber. So hopefully that's September, or late September, early October. That'll be it. The only other thing since the last meeting was we did in that ASDSO North Dam Safety.
Dam Award, huh?
Dam Award.
I was hoping there'd be like $500,000 to go along with that or something.
Not so much.
No.
Then too, there should be like small,
Right. Other than that, there's nothing going on with it.
Like a Mail Award. Whatever.
Schnabel is going to accept on our behalf,
Oh, okay.
possibly.
So, okay. The roofs.
So we had a bid go out, 4 companies did a site visit last week. We received 4 bids. The low bid was $60,760. The high bid was $197,900. We did send them a name, that's going to take a look at them.
I mean, the price for this, the plant, I think it's not so far out of line, yes.
So these are totals for 2 different roofs.
Everything but the slate, so all the shingles on this building, then all the shingles on the plant.
Okay.
So there's 17 does not include any of the slate work.
It does not work, the slate is not included at all.
That's the shingle frame thing.
There used to be a condition assessment, I was told, so, yeah. So just
I mean-
because the shingle roof is in such bad shape, I kind of move forward with the shingle section. And, the slate is completely excluded, there's no work on this.
Yeah, I mean, if they can do it for that, we all hold all the paper till the end, right? We don't have to give a deposit or anything.
No, there's no deposit, and Mike did call, they had several references that were municipalities. Out of the 5, 2 or 3 of them were done wage jobs, they all had nothing but good things to say about the guy and the company.
Sweet, if they can do it for that price.
So nothing jumped out at us as this is, other than the fact that it is, significantly lower than the other ones. So we had a 60, then we had a 98.8, a 148 even, and a 197.9.
I mean, I just wonder, right, like, I couldn't. I couldn't do just more, if it wasn't prevailing rate, I don't know that I could do either of these others, like private. So that's why,
How we got to the,
that's why I wonder.
I mean, it's clear that the down rate in the bid, so I don't know in terms of. The check on the number is the way it's submitted, and it was clear to say that had to be growing wage, so.
Well, I mean, if they can do it at that number, that's a pretty good deal for, I think, the work.
I mean, the one thing is, when we wrote it doesn't include like the allowance for plywood or the planks, so. This bid was 120 a sheet.
Yes.
So that would be on top of the 60 for each sheet of plywood of $120.
Yeah, until you open it, you never really know. But,
Do you know any of them?
yeah,
Precision,
Precision,
they know Ian.
yeah, they've been around, they're very, they do a lot of public work and a lot of commercial work.
Where are they at of Precision? No.
Southfield, it says, but. They call it. The home area.
Southfield?
It says their address is Southfields, New York. I think that's, I think they're going to. They've been around a long time. They've been around a long time.
So I told them all in their period.
But the other 3 you don't know anything about?
No, I mean, there's a million. Just for shingle contractors right now, there's a lot of it. And
So-
it's getting tight, so maybe this is a good time.
And the references we call it what town of Portland, like down south, not the Portland city, but the one down on the rail, metro.
Okay,
Yeah, town of Cortland, town of Roxbury, village of Croton, Pembroke Police Department, and village of Rybrook.
One of them wasn't roofs, it's floors.
okay, so the references seem to check out okay?
And then the Pembroke Police Department, which was a prevailing wage job, they reached out to them again for another job that they're gonna be doing. So all of them said very hands-on. Every single one of them said they would use him again.
Well, they sent like a,
He did, not right up was
like
nice.
25-page thing. I was like,
The
wow,
write-up was
right.
pretty, when I
So,
saw the number, because I was in a meeting and he told me what the number was, I'm like, well, I need to look at this, and I was surprised by how much he included actually.
It must be down in that area like Rockland, West,
they're Milton, so there's a lot of shingle
Middletown.
subs in Spring
Where?
Valley and Middletown.
Middletown?
That's
Okay.
where a lot of shingle contractors operate out of.
Okay.
So
I didn't see anything.
if he's worked for other towns and it's been good, and those, and I would say,
Well, how are we paying for this though? We
So
have money
this-
someplace?
I mean, I would propose that 60 comes out of, the 60 plus the allowance that you brought, comes out of the capital. I mean, we did the tour, so I mean, everybody saw the condition downstairs here, and the water pouring through the roofs and the mold, and,
Yeah.
the plant's not much better than it is here, it might be worse at the plant.
Which is coming out of the budget someplace.
And we just take it out of capital account as well.
There's no more free money out there. Right? No
No ARPA money or
no
anything?
more Apple going?
I guess, so my one question would be, do they give you some kind of labor warranty? And then,
There's
I looked at
there's
it
a,
all, but I didn't look.
in the bid, and there's a bit bond language that we hold a bond for a year to repair any.
Then that's
There's a
it.
bit there.
Then
Um,
there's no labor warranty. Like if, normally you do 10, most private, most people do 10 years, or anything within 10 years will come back. Take care of it.
I know we wrote it.
Does any of them have?
I'm sure Precision does. We got that. Something to ask.
Something we want to check on before we award it?
200, just what's it? That's
Up where?
what these guys are on.
140, 150?
Yeah. Plant's 100. It's gonna take 100 square. 10,000 square. It's called NSI.
NSI. And they're out of Middletown. you
Yeah.
said?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that's a good number for.
Other than the price, nothing else. The price is definitely lower.
Well,
And you got references from other towns. And the plant's not very. Not something shingles here.
So do we want to double check on a warranty or anything? Or-
Yeah. Probably they could use some. Yeah, that's just like a warranty against defects. We want, normally you want some kind of labor warranty from the company.
So we can reach out to them tomorrow.
I'm sure there is, like even private jobs there is, so.
Right.
Most, it's the work.
That's the best way to move forward with that, but I mean, the price is only good until I think 30 days after it's open, so it won't be
There
there
could
next
be any
meeting.
people that work for. Well, that's what they already checked on.
We got to check
The references are good, it's just, we don't know if they're gonna warranty the work. I'm sure they didn't ask that.
Tomorrow, in terms of moving forward, by the next board meeting, the price will not technically have to be held anymore.
Well, yeah, and there is another increase in materials, so can we award it pending labor, like confirmation of a labor warranty? That would work.
Do companies usually have warranties?
Yeah.
Yeah, for like so many years they
Yeah,
guarantee something,
yeah, most
yes.
people do 10 years, that's what
Okay.
we do, that's like the standard, most
Okay.
shingle roofs, people give you a 10-year labor warranty.
So we want a motion then to accept
Pending.
NSI Inc. pending documentation of a 10-year labor warranty on their work.
This is gonna be done this fall, right, like,
Yeah, I'd like it done before that.
we need to say that.
I think it's in the bid. I talked
Yeah.
about when the work has to be concluded. by.
Complete work no later than December 31st, 2024.
Well, yeah, then I'll move it.
Yes.
Confirmation.
Pending confirmation of a 10-year labor warranty.
Pending, what is it, what
Like
is it?
warranty of some
Some
kind.
kind, yeah, let's see what they say,
It's a minimum 5.
just pending,
I can send an email out.
More info on the labor
Somebody
warranty.
send me one, or somebody will send me one.
Because
Because I need to go, the
we did
move,
all the work.
I can always proceed before the next meeting. if we're gonna-
Right, yeah, because we want to cash in on this bid.
Yeah, I don't do much public work, that's what I was, I don't do actually any. Because
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second? Okay, is there any further discussion? Okay. Those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried.
these guys work out, the city should use these guys. Right, so, it's, yeah.
It's their way to end their. Did we get, did we, when the references came further, you give, okay, so was it, the prices, were they listed for other jobs that they did that were charged?
No.
No, so it was just for references, because that would be interesting, because maybe they are giving them to us really, and to try to get the money. You know? Those, yeah.
I call every single one.
Yeah, the reference is good, just a labor warranty.
Yeah, if anyone wants to see, I have copies of their bid, it's by far the most detailed. Like, I'm having, right with my prayer at work, so it's got 1 million white pages. But I want to see the bid, this is.
Okay, that's it for roofs? That's it. Okay, and the slate, what are we doing about that? Are we?
I just find somebody to do a condition assessment. Simply just come down, because, and the city's historical preservation administrator, historical something or other.
Does he have any recommendations for?
They're a historical person, they should find the person to come and.
Yeah, exactly.
Or we
It's not
could
historical
just do
building.
shingles on it, it'd be a lot cheaper.
Yeah, right.
We're at the,
Well,
it's gotta be slate though, right? They've already said that.
They said I would need an assessment of some kind stating that it's not effective to just repair. Because they're saying you won't have to take all the slate off or redo it, you fix the pieces that are coming off. And I said, well, once you get up there, my understanding is that once you start walking around on it, you're gonna start damaging
What's
all of it.
what about the city safety person? They should write something up saying it's not safe, and I would think with the liability the city carries,
I can do that.
that might be a route to go, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, sure, the historical preservation person, is he even a city employee?
Cause then we're gonna have to pay some person to come and look at the slate and say, yeah, it's old,
Right,
yeah,
Take it off.
and yeah, they're gonna charge,
yeah, thousands probably.
yeah, 10 grand to come and say, we're the
Yeah, I
safety person,
I
to
haven't
say,
gotten to that yet.
they're loose, and if one comes off and hits someone paying the water bill, it's worth removing and taking that, so that's not an issue.
I'll keep digging.
And they can
into
say
it.
shingles would look nice too, and then we could have the same company do it at the same time.
So I'll keep digging into that, and I mean, we could
What
always, if I
else?
can get answers quickly enough, we can do an amendment maybe for the existing contract.
So they're here already, I bet they would not.
It's the planning department.
Then we also have the redundancies like dumpsters and having the guys come back.
He's new, we haven't been there very long.
Is he the building inspector also?
No,
Just
he's not in building, he's in planning.
planning department. So,
I went in there and I was who I was directed to talk to. So I'll dig in
Yeah,
more
okay.
and hopefully have more
maybe,
information next
maybe
month.
talk to Sue and just say. Thanks. Service league. Kingston
Yeah.
Terrace.
So everybody.
You sent us,
here, but the owner of Kingston Terrace came to a meeting in June. He wasn't happy with the identification of a service lead on his service. It is 400 feet or so long. And he didn't want to repair it, he wanted us to put a water main in the street instead. After the last meeting, I followed up with him to see the status of the repair. And nothing has been done. So I drafted this letter that I included in your packets to send out to him. I highlighted the sections I didn't have prices at the time. Since I sent this letter out, I did get prices back on this. So I got two prices. I got one for $16,015.
$16,015.
15. And then I got a second price for $22,950. And if everybody remembers when he was here, he told us he had a price of $4,000 to do the work. Tried to explain to him when I spoke to him again last month that if he has that price, he has to do the work. Nothing has been done. The water has stopped surfacing. So before I made that phone call, I sent our staff over there to listen, and it's still quite loud. It just has created a new path where it's not no longer coming over.
You might want to include that in the letter then,
I can do that.
just
I
saying,
did talk to him about it, but I can also write that.
say that, we
Although the water. is
examined your water line on such and such. And whatever scientific
Probably going in one of the neighbor's basements.
determined that it was, your line was. Now, we know it's his line and not someone else's line.
Not 100%, but that's why I also included this third-party leak detection report. So we had leak detection for the
Right.
Foxhall area done, and while he was here, I specifically sent him over here, even though there was no main in the street. He identified it as Kingston Terrace. Both plumbers that gave prices believe it's Kingston Terrace. We believe it's Kingston Terrace, 28 Kingston Terrace. And he also spoke to the gentleman that did the leak detection when he was on the street. He spoke to him as well, and he explained everything that he heard.
Mr. Garland spoke to the leak detection people.
And he explained it all to him. I think I actually put that in the letter that he spoke with
Okay,
our third party.
yeah, it'd be good to put it all in there.
So that's in the letter already, but I'll add the fact that although it's not surfacing at the moment, we still hear the leak and so. I can do that.
How many houses are on this street?
Six,
3 on each side or
something
something?
like that. 3 and 4 or 3 and 3. Or he just happens to be at the end with one of the longer services and
It's probably one of those deals when the builder wanted to build houses there and the city didn't require them to put a water main down the line, right? And
I understand it's also a rocky street.
Okay.
Area.
That would be very expensive.
yeah, so
So, and I'll update this.
the building department back then probably said, well, yeah, we can just have to run, service lines all the way down, and the building probably said, fine.
He's fortunate that he has a meter pit, but based on the estimate of the leak, he'd be getting a couple $1,000 bill in 3 months as well.
Right, his meter is at his house.
The houses on the other side of the street are up by the road.
Oh, really?
So that side of the street, for whatever reason, doesn't have pits. The south side has meter pits.
So if the other sides have leaks.
They're gonna pay for it, they're gonna get fixed.
Okay, yeah.
Which is why we make people more pits in when it's more than 100 feet. That's our
That's
policy.
policy, okay.
At this point in time, in the 50s or whenever his service went in 1956, they didn't require it. So
Maybe well, that would be a requirement of the homeowner to put the pit in.
they would take it.
Maybe
We would get it, but they would pay.
Right.
So I'll update the letter, just talk about the surfacing, I'll change the dollars to be there, and I'll find out when the work will be done.
We don't need a motion or anything, do we, Bill, on that? Send out that letter?
No,
No, okay.
If I were him, I would hire the other plumber when I get the letter. But he still has an opportunity to the work is done, I guess.
Um,
I do have a legal issue on my space.
okay, and we got personnel stuff too, so we want to go to a couple of personnel issues also, right? So I want to go in executive session. I need a motion to go in executive session for legal determinations on Lennox Place. Okay, second for that? Okay, those in favor? Opposed?
I'll second.
We're now out of executive session. Personnel and legal matter. Address the personnel issues. Looking for a motion to promote Jessica Ellsworth from account clerk to senior account clerk at a rate of 52,787, effective August 17th, 2024. That position would be a permanent probationary for the term of whatever the probation is generally.
I'll
So,
second it.
okay, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay. Promotion for operator training vacancy. I guess I can even make that, huh? Make the motion to appoint provisional pending exam, Stephen Orada. Close enough. To the position of operator trainee, water plant operator trainee. Effective, when his, contingent on his availability, I guess. Tentatively, September. At a salary of $48,761 a year.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, do I have a second? Those in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Personnel issues, okay. Let's jump back up to presentation of bills and accounts. Accounts. Okay, those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Correspondence, letter from Kingston Citizen.org. Received a letter from Rebecca Martin regarding concerns, I guess, of a potential water bottling plant facility in town of Ulster in 2024. You want to report on
Yeah,
that?
so I mean, after I received the letter, I forwarded it all the board, and then I reached out to the town, and also in the board's packet was the town's response to a FOIL request they received, basically regarding the possibility of a plant in the town of Ulster. And Supervisor quickly responds, basically, they had received requests for samples, but there has been no permit application submitted to anybody in town, and the project is deemed to be started at this time.
And so there's no action that's necessary for us at this point in time, based upon the Quigley's letter. Okay. And then with follow-up, I guess, is an issue on Lennox Place from last meeting. Can you give us a little update about
So with the
where we're
porch,
staying?
the porch has been removed from on top of the main. there still remains a sewer lateral that crosses. Another Department of Health. The town several times. So at this point, I think we need a letter drafted to the town regarding the issue with sewer lateral crossing.
Or any further discussion? That's going to include to the town, it's going to,
Bill will draft a letter to the town board and copy the sewer superintendent or vice versa.
Oh,
Correct.
okay, any other discussion on that? Superintendent's report. Motion to accept if there's no comments or issues. The 4-inch tap, was that Beach Stadium? Early Avenue?
It is not.
No, it's not?
That is the old Headstone Gallery.
Oh. Oh, really? Right.
It's fire expression.
Oh, okay.
The apartments or something like that going upstairs. I believe that's what that property is.
It's the old Runer's Monument,
Each was an 8-inch.
guessing.
It says Headstone Gallery in the building. That's all I know.
Yeah, it's Runer's Monument. Way back when. Or a old folks.
Or it doesn't include.
I don't know what he's talking about.
You don't know. Chris Runer? And how's the main of the, not the main, but where we're drawing our water out of the creek there?
It's going pretty good after last week. How long it's gonna last, I don't know, but we gained 1 foot since this report. Closer to 1 foot down, so it's 0.7.
Okay,
So I think we gained a little more than a foot. since it's been out. We got almost 6.5 inches of rain in August. All right, or yeah, August.
yeah,
Yeah, we're in August. So almost 6 inches or 6.5 inches of rain since August.
absolutely way.
We'll try to still go over to put in the month. Trending away from that. So.
yeah, it's interesting. We're always kind of full in May or June, right? That's the normal.
October is usually the low.
Yeah, it shows 4.6 as the average. But some of these storms we get, especially if you get hit with a hurricane or a tropical storm, depression.
There's more rain this weekend coming, I think, so
Yeah,
by next meeting, I won't be surprised.
we're
if
back
it's
down, okay, at least below the normal average elevation. And our elevation is basically the same as it's always been, right?
Yeah, yep.
Because of the dam work.
Or I mean, all these words. Forward.
It was,
Yeah.
get the money.
Okay, I need a motion to accept the superintendent's report. Second? Second. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Is that it? Is there nothing
No, I'm
else?
not done yet. So we had the tank inspections that were done by Atlantic a few months ago now, I feel like. My timelines are always off. Jim has read the inspection reports as well, and I gave kind of an unofficial report on those. That's a meeting in July or June. I don't know when. Roughly, Jim's estimating to compare to West Side Pearl and miscellaneous costs for those two, about $700,000.
Including engineering inspection.
That's for both tanks?
Two tanks, outside.
So it's Glen Street,
Yeah,
Glen Street and
Glen Street.
Pearl Street,
And external.
external painting.
And sandblast. At our.
Okay.
Which is better.
That's the west side.
Yeah, that's the west.
Yeah, it's one of the-
West side.
It's one of the same.
West, oh, west side?
West side,
Yeah,
same
the whole basin.
Changing these names. Always ones. Okay. And is that also a repair to the foundation or whatever on Pearl Street, or is that something?
This is successive, according to the foundation. That major other than the grouting underneath.
That's way better.
Same flex.
Okay, so the next step then is to go out the bid.
Lots of bid. Probably, this time, next year would be a good time to start thinking about the actual mobilizing.
So kind of in the same vein as the tanks. I haven't done anything yet, but possibly approaching CEM about engineering reports for this, and then maybe a couple other things, rolling it into an IUP listing. So we, funding. To get the funding, you need the engineering report to get onto the internal use, intended use plan. But we have other things that need to get done. So we have the tanks. Something needs to be done with the lagoons at the plant. Talked about that recently. We have pressure reducing valves in the city that could probably be looked at. And then we also have the 6-inch main on Beale Street that needs to be abandoned properly. That where that big leak was that we had going into the creek. So possibly getting a number for the next what work for several or some of those projects. The better you score, the more likely you are to get funds. So in the past, we grouped these projects together. Foxhall was done in this group with SCADA and improvements to the plan. So several high priority projects we can pump together, which will hopefully a better shot at some funding and grant money. But to do that, we need an engineering report.
This is all part of the state revolving loan fund.
Correct. If you were to prioritize next year, like capital plan, what would be the highest?
So I mean, something needs to be done with the lagoon before the end of next year. It doesn't
That would be
necessarily,
highest.
it doesn't necessarily need to be a full renovation. I mean, we need to spend some money to get it empty. The freeze lagoon is going to be full, especially if we don't get a freeze this winter. Because it didn't get a freeze at all last winter until the lagoon not settled. It is quite full.
What did we do last time with that?
We've never emptied the freeze lagoon.
Thought they got in, was it some other,
But
the other lagoon?
the other lagoons are emptied into the freeze lagoon,
Right.
and then it freezes, settles, and the moisture comes out. But
I remember we had a project where we got in there with a front end loader to take stuff out.
We're gonna look at, bringing in a filter press. And then having it loaded out. Press, impact the press to get the tape. That's a 25–30%. Well, that would fall away. We never acted on it.
so what you're
But
probably.
we did do some
what
type
you're-
of work up there on those lagoons.
At the end of 2017, CDM had done a memo sometime in 2017 about alternatives to look at. One of them was changing, filtering, choosing the water some way. What ended up happening was the end of 17 into early 18, or before I got here, we hired a company to come in and empty the lagoons for the first time. They'd never been emptied before, and all had to get hauled away because there wasn't anywhere on site to store it, and that was hundreds of thousands of dollars to do at the time. Now what we do is every 2 years or so, we pick one of the lagoons that's been in use, and we hire somebody with like a manure pump basically, and they pump it from the lagoons into the freeze lagoons. The problem is when it doesn't freeze, the lagoons continue to fill. And it hasn't been empty since it's been installed, so it's been there for decades. And now it's starting to fill. And if we can't empty those.
But we have to manually pump from the lagoons to the freeze lagoon?
Yes,
I wasn't set up to like automatically do that.
settles out and you have to switch over and pump it out.
Okay. Freestyle lagoons for umpteen years was the technology. Was
Yeah,
there. Everybody did it. That was the technology, and so.
What's the technology now? If we were gonna build a,
Press, probably look at some type of cap press. Take from those two lagoons, eliminate the freestyle lagoon, and put in some type of filter press. All different types, belts and plates, to get the cake, and then haul it away. The whole thing is to condense it, keep condensing, from wherever it comes out at 4 or 5% when it comes out of the backwash, and then break it down to fall in that 25 to 40% fall away.
Well, how much liquid
We
is,
saw it won't do it anymore because of the climate.
Right.
We haven't had freezing, the lakes haven't frozen in many years, so they're, yeah, not that technical.
so where's the liquid go though?
We discharge it,
Yeah.
which is why at the end of next year, we
It's charging back into the Sawkill,
so we don't.
chlorinated?
We have a permit on that, speaking.
Okay, speaking.
So by the end of next year, we can switch over to the other lagoon that's not in use. And then we'll be fine for about a year and a half is what we've been operating on. The problem is if they're both full, at some point, we're gonna violate the speeds permit, which we can't do. So we did have rough estimates to empty the freezer lagoon, it's like $800,000 to empty it out and restore it to the conditions. So that would be one I would want to include in the IUP for some kind of funding to do something. And CDMs, we have a memo from CDM from years ago where they came up with 3 or 4 alternatives. One of them was building another freezer lagoon. I think most of the time, the most seriously considered one, putting another freezer lagoon for lagoon 1, so they each have their own freeze stall. But right now, it's very, we went up there and we actually took a scoop out. The top 2 feet is not frozen, it's still very wet. It's not drying. It didn't freeze at all.
Freeze over now, chemistry wise, when it freezes, it releases the water. That's the old technology that's been around for 100 years. Now it's global warming, whatever you want to call it.
So when that water is released, there's drainage pipes underneath
Yeah.
that collect it and then it goes out, gets chlorinated and discharged into
It goes
the
into the
creek.
soft hill.
No, it it goes out, doesn't go.
Does it get chlorinated?
No, we can't chlorinate, otherwise we have to dechlorinate.
Oh, okay, well,
Can't put
It just has
chlorinated
to
water in. But it works.
okay.
It did work.
Yeah.
So
Because you don't have a room anymore after
phenomenal
50 plus years.
So we had some polls,
It would help.
That would
Yes,
help,
definitely.
give us length of time more.
But there's also, we looked at, instead of hauling it off site, containing it on site in a field somewhere, and letting it dry out further. And then you can get special use permits from DEC, so we've looked into that as well. And we've asked to contact the DEC that's looking into it for us. Because then if we can just dig it out, put it in some kind of containment on the grass, we sit there for years, dry more. So.
You bring it up to the stadium.
Well, sell
I mean, there.
So some of that is,
That was part of the memo, is looking at the local, like,
There's no nutrients.
it. Yeah, sure, everything's.
It's all chemicals now. It's not biological nutrients of phosphorus and nitrogen.
I mean, that needs to be looked
So
at.
it's not good for farming.
The pressure reducing valves in the city should be looked at. How they function, what they do, if they need to be evaluated at a minimum, if not replaced. The tanks. And Beale Street, so I mean, they're all fairly, what Beale Street. At the moment, it's not a problem, but it needs to be a managed problem.
so over top, your top one.
In terms of, if we don't do lagoons at some point, we will be in violation of our speed. So it could be, a year and a half, 2 years down the road, but we will need to do something to make more than 2 lagoons out.
So you'll contact CDM and get some type
That
of
was my plan. to get-
estimate.
To do some
What
kind of
it would
engineering
cost.
report for 3 or 4 different projects. And just enough so we can get them on the IUP. Get them listed.
Is there a cost that needs to be reached in order to get on the IUP?
It's more of the score, so they score it based on different factors. It's
So
better-
with our words, we should be top of the list. I mean,
I'll add that to the report.
that's
Yeah.
the dam that.
So I mean, the Vinnie Water Dam will be going on to the IUP as well, because we have that engineering report from Powell. We applied to the, blank on the grant, for the grant, this file that we have.
No response. Did we reach out to the authority about that or someone about getting money towards that? This isn't that why it's high risk, is the throughway.
That's why it's a high hazard, yes.
We're not at that point. We haven't even had an engineering report to tell us how much costs to rehab that dam.
That we do have.
That'd be great if, there are no somehow get state through it or even. Something like help us something.
I'm still waiting on the state to give me a fund for the roundabout.
Yeah.
I haven't got that yet.
After the, yeah.
I got,
I mean,
I follow up every 2
the
months.
improvement should be a little more important to the state than.
I mean, is there other issues we have with the state of New York other than DOT with getting the roundabout money spread out? Maybe we need to have a meeting with our state senator or assembly
Well,
person.
assembly lady, you're wasting time, so you might as well go to the state senate.
Well, I don't know if we've even ever reached out to have a conversation or, usually start there. Because I know at one point in time, we went up and met with, who was our state senator?
Jill Brand might be a resource, maybe. Or, so not Jill Brand, who's our, Angie, Michelle?
Well, Michelle Henchy is the state senator, yeah.
So the probable cost for Vinnie Water Dam from the engineering report I used to apply to that
Yeah,
grant, I can't think of what the grant was, it's gonna bother me now. Look at it. The construction costs, the estimate is 1.68 million. The non-construction is 443 for design and permitting, and 303 for bidding and construction oversight, so 2.43 million total.
2.5.
And that is cheaper than 2 options. The other one was 2.5. So, I mean,
The water
the
tank.
grant I applied for is up to 75%, I think.
Could have bought water tanks way back when we put the UVs in.
The pressure would be different.
Yeah, I know, but I'm sure.
Too late now.
Well, it was, I mean,
So, but that would kind of be my thought, is to look into an engineering report for some of these big projects, so we can try to get some funding.
well, I gotta figure out, to get funding for something.
But that's what I got.
Yeah, cell water.
So water, put a lot of water in.
Get some land, we can sell
Well, yeah, we will.
There's that.
it to,
Sell it to that guy who was building the subdivision up in Woodstock, town of Ulster. Still need to go out and look at that and see how close that is to our property.
It borders.
Okay.
Actually, it goes through.
What goes through the reservoir?
There's a right of way through Reservoir One. Like, there's a sliver on parcel. That's the reservoir. The other parcel.
Okay, someday I need to sit down and look at that.
That's like,
Okay. Motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
Those in favor? Ways opposed.